Wayne asked us, well, he mentions first, your debate about whose career you would pick between all-star role player with NBA champs versus superstar with no championships is perfectly embodied in Jrue Holiday versus Damian Lillard. Considering the fact that you both agreed on picking the role player career with championships, would you still pick Jrue Holiday over Damian Lillard so far in their careers? I would. I'd still pick Jrue. He's won 2. He did it in different circumstances. He had the amazing moments in his career, the steal on Halliburton for the Celtics in the East Finals, the lob to Giannis in the NBA Finals. Dame has playoff moments, but not rings. So unless Dame wins 1 or 2 or more with Giannis for the remainder of his career, I'll take Jrue's career.
Well, the other thing is he's made hundreds of millions of dollars as well. So that was part of it. That was the big part of the argument, right?
Yeah, it was
how
the money
much
aspect.
Money. But I must tell you,
Jrue career earnings, just to give you this number, Chris, Jrue career earnings, Jrue Holiday, $252 million.
He also has moments, right? Like he made one of the biggest all-star plays. Yes. He made some of the biggest plays in the finals, right? He certainly did it with Milwaukee against Phoenix. Like memorable moments where the steal, the alley-oop, and all that stuff. And so, man, Lillard, though, has some of the greatest moments, like truly in NBA history.
But no rings.
I got it.
No rings.
And bro, waving goodbye to the Thunder is like, that's worth like, I mean, it's at least worth a ring to me.
No, it's not.
The wave, yes, it is.
He would trade that moment for a ring.
I mean, I'm sure he would. I'm saying I probably wouldn't. That's forever. He's truly. I know you could say a ring is forever, but like, he's had some badass moments in his NBA career. Like,
he's a badass player,
and he's had the shoe, and he's had, he's totally beloved in a city for a long time. Holiday's kind of bounced around. Like
a lot.
That is the other thing, too. It's interesting when you put a name with it because he's been a traveler. Like, who? Jrue Holiday is a what to you?
He's a nothing.
He retires tomorrow. No. Who?
He's nobody. He's 4 years with the Sixers, 7 years with the Pelicans.
Who do you associate him with, though?
4 years with the Sixers, 7 years with the Pelicans, 3 years with the Bucks, 1 season with Boston. I don't really remember him as any of those things specifically, but I do remember him as a champion. And maybe he wins more in Boston. He might. It's possible. The Celtics could run it back. They could be better next season. Revenge year, Tatum and Brown after the Olympics. They could come back better. Who really knows? Maybe they prove doubters like myself wrong. And maybe they come back better and Jrue wins a 3rd ring. Maybe Jrue Holiday plays until he's 37, 38 years old and the Celtics retire his jersey like they do every other jersey. And they have a Jrue Holiday banner hanging up in the rafters. Maybe he's remembered as a Celtic. I don't think you can rule that out. I do like the being
beloved forever, though, like Dame is. Like, he'll forever.
It's not over yet for Jrue, though, when it comes to that. He could, the way Celtics fans are.
It is over.
He could be remembered as a Celtic. He could be.
Nah.
He could be.
Nah.
You don't think so, Chris?
Nah.
Well, really?
But
surprised.
I do think
honestly, I'm surprised. Like he just. He signed and
that's like saying I would think of Clyde Drexler as a Rocket. I'm just not. I'm not going to think of him as a Rocket. You're going to think of these guys for. Honestly.
Yeah, but Clyde. Yeah, but Chris, Clyde had the Blazers his entire career. You can't compare Clyde Drexler to a guy who's always been bouncing around like Jrue Holiday. So with Jrue Holiday, he doesn't have what he's remembered as yet. But he could by the time it's over with Boston. By the time his contract is over.
What's the maximum amount of years you could see him in a Celtics uniform? Truly.
2028, when that contract is up. 2028. He's 34 years old right now. So he'll be 34 this season. So then he'll be 35.
Ain't no way Jeff Bezos is going to buy that team and then keep Jrue Holiday around with that money.
Maybe.
Do Did you hear
37?
Say that?
Of course.
Are you surprised by that?
I mean, Bezos, when has he not been involved in some of the teams that have been for sale? He's always a rumor name, but it sounds like the way Bill framed it is that this is legit that Bezos could actually be in on Boston. And if you're Bezos,
I don't want to get into some kind of bidding war with him.
Yeah, but if you're Bezos, like, to me, this is the team I'd want. Boston, with their history, you can be part of that, and you can, if you're Bezos, you think in your eyes, I can make it even better for many years to come and help this team sustain this. And I thought it was interesting also how Bill mentioned how, like, Bezos might want to build, like, the Amazon Dome. The Celtics, like, they don't own TD Garden where they play home games, but the Garden's in a great location in Boston. It's right off of North Station. Like, the train station is literally under TD Garden. You get off the train and you are underneath the arena, and you go up and it's easy to get there. But I do think it's intriguing, like, building a better facility, a bigger facility, but they also just built a new practice arena. They just built a new practice facility. It's not connected to the arena, though. So maybe that there's ways to, improve it even further. But I don't know. Boston's done a good job building the concourse around the Garden. There's a lot of new restaurants. It looks nicer now. I feel like that's more long-term that those changes would have to be made for Bezos or whoever the new owner is. But just something that was interesting to me when Bill was talking about it on his pod, because I think it's more about the basketball side, the history aspect of your Bezos buying that team more so than building an arena or all that.
That's fair. To go back to that original question, I want to give a shout out because that was an amazing one. And I do think that's very hard. And I do think people would be very split on that one. Jrue Holiday and Dame Lillard, and whose career you would rather have. I think most people will say Dame Lillard. I think most people would say, and I will tell you, I am torn on that one.
Yeah, I would love our listeners to get back to us either, through the email, nbamailbag@gmail.com, or hit us up on X. Whose career would you rather have, Jrue Holiday or Damian Lillard?